Hey guys, what's up? It's Katy and I'm back with this quick little video, well maybe not super quick, little video about an early look Alliance War maps for Season 10. So Kabam has come out and announced the start of Season 10 Alliance Wars, and they're going to be implementing brand new maps. So basically, they ran a beta test for the Alliance Wars that featured a bunch of different updates. And the people who played in the beta, they gave Kabam a bunch of feedback. So in the beta, they updated the map and also introduced a new feature called Defense Tactics. Now, the map update introduced a new layout and new buffs, while Defense Tactics allowed Alliance leadership to choose a global buff to apply to the map, which allows for defenses to be more customizable and set up for a more meaningful way. So basically, you could go in and pick, like, I want this global node to be bleed, poison, whatever. So the feedback we received, well, that Kabam received, I should say, was that these two major changes together were quite jarring and that it was too much all at once. And Kabam actually took that to heart, and so they decided to stagger the release of the map update and the release of Defense Tactics, which I think is really great. So I am super glad that they left out Defense Tactics. However, it looks like they are going to release that in Season 11. So I guess after Season 10, when we go into Season 11, we'll see how that's going to be. So the maps, there are a couple different maps, and basically you're going to have to make more educated and informed decisions. There will only be 5 hidden nodes on the map, and so this is where you're going to want to place your most crazy defenders. Maybe. So it will hide all the defender information, including class and champion rating. So I do like that, you know, the maps are, they're limiting the number of hidden champions and that sort of thing, because I think it's going to allow for more flexibility. If you look here, basically currently the Alliance War maps, the ones that we're facing right now, you have few chances to change paths, right? Once you're on a path, you're usually stuck on a path, but the new battle group will bring your battle group back together at key junctions, which means you'll no longer, be on your own to take down the toughest fight. So basically, if you're like, hey, I may not be able to take down this domino, or, this, who knows what it could be, right? The saber-tooth, whatever. So can you guys come give me a hand? And your alliance mate can just shoot on over and help you out. And I think that's really good. And I think that will make it overall better on, who to take out what nodes, and you won't be stuck on the same path. So I think this is very good. I think having most of the map unhidden will also be a huge bonus, because right now we have so many different champs that you can use, and to see most of your opponents will actually help make better decisions on who to bring in. So I do like that a lot. Now, so there are 2 map layouts, and we're not going to pick that one. We'll go to this one. So the maps look a lot more interesting, and from what I saw in the beta, you could basically start out on one node, so and then you could go over here, and then maybe you could end up completely over on the other side of the map, somewhere over here, which I think is pretty cool, and that allows a lot more flexibility, and I think that is really beneficial to alliances. So there are going to be a lot of different buffs, and I'll go over that later on. So it's definitely gonna be harder. So, and let's talk about the rewards. A reward update is coming, but will coincide with the release of Defense Tactics. Really? Really? Maybe you should have waited until you were ready to announce the rewards before giving us this information. I mean, right now, it's pretty pointless, in my opinion, to do this map because of the rewards. So I don't even know if these changes are worth the rewards to get back into doing war or not. I mean, my alliance, we may just stick with map 7 AQ because the rewards are so much better for that. So, I mean, right now, this is kind of stupid. Let's make the maps harder, potentially, and not introduce new rewards until Season 11. because that makes a whole lot of sense. I don't know. We're probably going to stick with map 7 and AQ just because the rewards are so much better. Whether or not they're better in season 11, I can't really say. So when does this all start? So basically they're saying it'll commence next month. I'm guessing it will probably start, probably the middle of next month. I think we're going to have a long time between the end of this season and the start of season 10. So how much really of a money pit will this be? Well, let's scroll down here and take a look at the buffs. Let's see here. They are, here we go. The buffs. So there are some new ones. Inverted bleed immunity. The attacker receives a bleed debuff every X seconds, dealing 0 damage. If this debuff is removed or prevented from activating, the attacker instead loses Y% of their max health instantly. What? No. I don't even know. All right. Quick Nullify Regen. Whenever the attacker gains a regeneration buff, it is nullified after X seconds. This one is somewhat interesting because I think it's going to gimp your Dr. Voodoos pretty quickly. Buff Toggle Unstoppable and Buff Toggle Unblockable. Every X seconds, the defender gains an Unstoppable for Buff Toggle Unstoppable or an Unblockable for Buff Toggle Unblockable for Y seconds. Now, these could be either really difficult or not so bad. It depends, right? So let's say every 20 seconds, the defender gains either an unstoppable or unblockable buff for 5 seconds. Not too bad, right? Easy to avoid. But let's say every 5 seconds, the defender gains an unblockable or an unstoppable buff for 20 seconds. That is gonna suck. That is when you're going to need to bring in your Spider-Gwens, She-Hulks, and Captain America Infinity War for the unblockables. So that could go either way. Boost buff Unstoppable. The defender's unstoppable buff gains X% duration and ability accuracy while an unstoppable buff is active. The defender fights more aggressively. I'm assuming that is just going to go on champs who will work on champs who go unstoppable, like the Champion, the Thing, Juggernaut, that sort of thing. The Thing. Boost buff Armor Up. The defender's Armor Up buffs gain X% duration and ability accuracy when struck on a critical hit. The defender will remove 1 armor buff to reduce the damage to 0. Nothing too terrible. Now, Psychic Thorns. Whoops. This one right here pisses me off. So, when the defender is struck with a physical contact attack, the attacker takes X% of the defender's attack as direct damage. Striking the defender with any non-contact attack heals the attacker for Y% of the damage dealt. Now, for those of you who haven't been around since the beginning, this map used to have a node called Thorns on it, and this Psychic Thorns is essentially the same thing with a new name. People complained about the unavoidable damage from these nodes, and so looking at this map, I think it was node 10 or 28 that had Thorns, or excuse me, maybe 19 rather. It was one of these 3 nodes. They had Thorns, and the only way to counter them was with ability accuracy reduction, and the best champ for that was Black Widow. But people knowing this would put a Colossus on there for the class disadvantage. It was the only time that Colossus was actually useful. Now, when Kabam went to the new map, they also said in the forums that they wouldn't be trying to make, to put things in the map that have unavoidable damage. Well, what do you call Psychic Thorns? I call that unavoidable damage. So that to me, it really pisses me off. Now, sure, back in the day when it was just called Thorns, you didn't have a lot of champs that did energy damage. Well, now we do. We've got Havoc, We've got a ton of ones. Dormammu would be great for this node, but most of the champs back in the day only did physical damage. So maybe this new node won't be as bad as it was, but I think it's still kind of shitty to put it back into Alliance War. I'm not happy about it, Kabam. Not happy. All right, the best defense, I forgot. Power Focus 1 and 2, Defender gains X% power rate while they are below 1 bar of power, but suffers minus Y power rate when above, or the defender gains plus X% power rate while below 2 bars of power, but suffers minus Y power rate while above. I'm not totally sure how that's going to work. Or also the best defense, the defender gains plus X% evade and auto block ability accuracy. Triggering evade or auto block grants the defender Y% of a bar of power. So those ones, you'll probably find a lot of your evaders. Probably Domino, Medusa with the auto block. Probably maybe even Mcoc on that node. Greater Confusion. Not happy about this one. The attacker suffers from reversed controls throughout the fight. Confusion, the attacker suffers from reversed control for the first X seconds of the fight. I hate inverse controls, and with Nameless Thanos and, you know, champions like Emma Frost, I had a feeling that Kabam would implement this more and more, and I just hate it. So, no. All right, Aegis, Intercept, and Heavy. The defender begins with X indestructible charges. Intercepting the defender's attack removes 1 charge. And Aegis, Heavy. The defender begins with X indestructible charges. Each heavy attack strike against the defender removes 1 charge. So the heavy one is going to be hard against champs that are hard to stun. Maybe like Havoc would be hard. Domino, she can be a pain in the butt to stun. So these ones are going to the Intercept one, you're going to really have to hone in on your intercepting charges. Or charges, skills. Intercepting skills. Okay, so now finding these were a really tough thing. So we've got a lot of different buffs here, right? Like there is a lot of different buffs. Some of these buffs are taken from map 7, like Lazarus, and Indomitable. Indomitable, no reverse healing. Bye-bye, Void. So long. You've got Encroaching Stun. I hate Encroaching Stun. You've got stuff like Nano Plague. Watch your robots, guys. Watch your robots with that. What other ones? Close Encounters. I think that was stolen from map 6. I mean, a lot of these were stolen from different maps. So you got Close Encounters. I mean, there's a whole lot. So with all of these buffs that Kabam has put out, I had to look some up because there are just so many. If anyone needs to look up a buff, I found this awesome site, and don't worry, I will put the link in the description below, but it's this site right here. It's a summoner's guide to the contest, and it has all of the bugs that are, and they are pretty much, or bugs, excuse me, should be bugs. All of the buffs, and they are pretty much up to date, and you know, you can find pretty much any node from any section of the game in here, and all you have to do is just click on it. So, you know, Bane of Damala brings you over, boom, there it is, right then and there. So that's pretty awesome. So I do like that. There's also a lot of other good stuff in here with champions, abilities, synergies, that sort of thing. So I highly recommend checking this site out, and don't worry, there will be a link in the description below. Okay, so what do I think? I really think that Season 10 is going to be a giant pain in the ass. I'm frankly not looking forward to it at all, and hopefully the rewards will suck so that I don't have to do it and we can just stick with doing AQ Map 7. But Kabam has stated before that they didn't intend for us to finish maps, and it looks like they are making good on that promise. And as far as the rewards go, we really don't know much about them until Season 11. We're going to have to play, you know, one whole season of this map with the old rewards. And honestly, to me, That just seems lazy on Kabam's part. So there was a post in the forums on the season 11 rewards update. And so the decision has been made to hold back the rewards update until season 11 because we want that update to coincide with the addition of defense tactics. I call that laziness. While the maps are new and getting used to something new is never without a challenge, there isn't really an intended bump to difficulty with this map update. What? There are more mini bosses, but not all of them have strong buffs on them. Nodes 15, 18, 20, 37, 41, 43, 44, 46, 47 don't have the big boosts found on the other mini boss nodes, and you will no longer be on your own to take them down. Defense Tactics is the biggest update we've made to Alliance War seasons since seasons were introduced, and while we wanted to have them live for Season 10, the feedback we received was that it was just too soon and we need to get these maps out to everybody first. No, you should have, if you're updating the maps and you're updating the buffs, you should update the rewards. That's what I think, and I think holding off until Season 11 when you're going to introduce Defense Tactics, just one more thing, I think is lazy, and I do not approve. So I am not happy about that. So anyways, guys, that's all that I got. I will leave links below to everything that we have discussed and all the forum posts, so please feel free to check out those links. But let me know your final thoughts on Season 10 Alliance Wars. What do you think of the new updates? Do you think it's kind of crappy that we have to wait until Season 11 to get the new rewards, especially with the nodes and the buffs and the map that has been introduced with Season 10? As always, guys, let's discuss, and thanks everyone for watching. If you guys liked what you saw and you want to see more, please remember to like and subscribe, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and hit me up in the Discord chat. Thanks, guys. Bye.